one. The blood of an adventurer courses through your veins.
Well, guys, thank you very much for this interview. Excuse me. Well, first question. At the end of season 1, we saw the big win for Kublai Khan. So, what's next in this new season for your characters?
Well, it's history. I mean, it changed. That's what happened in that year. If you read the books, you will see what will going to happen in the storyline. Regarding our characters, what you're going to see is a big development. It's a big changing. All the characters going to show up with different sides, maybe hidden sides of their personality, and so that even the relationship between the characters is going to be much more complex in a way.
Slave of the Khan.
A man who proves his loyalty to me can take whatever he wishes. You will take the wall and open the gate to all China. I will be emperor of the wall.
It's curious that you mentioned history because some experts in history say that the journeys of Marco Polo didn't exist. Do you feel more free in doing this series, knowing that something maybe didn't exist?
Listen, it's a conflict story because it can be. We do know things, and we don't. There are many versions of the same story. What we do know is some, where he went, and what he did, how he was. In order to freedom, the freedom of the actor is being able to portray the character he wants, the personality he wants. The personality of our characters is totally out of what we know in history. So, it doesn't change much. It does change for me because I do believe Marco Polo existed, and since I'm Italian, I do believe that Marco Polo portrayed some good skills about Italian people, and Italians, to me, are a good country, is a good way to speak to the world. And don't be, in a way, selfish. So, it doesn't change much.
Someone has attempted to kill the Khan.
I deserve revenge.
Tom, your character represents wisdom in the series. How much of this wisdom is your own point of view and how much is the script?
I was brought up with martial arts, so I understand that kind of culture, that kind of training a lot. And of course, I'm not 100 eyes as a person, but because I'm Chinese, I do understand where 100 eyes is coming from and really appreciate his character. And for me to be able to play him and portray him is a dream come true.
How was it for you to explore the origins of 100 Eyes in this special?
Brilliant. For me to be paid to research on something that I love is nothing like it. I was checking out everything, the Wudang Temple where 100 Eyes came from, and also the history of Shaolin and everything, the martial arts, the backgrounds, and his philosophy, the Tao Te Ching, which is their kind of beliefs, how that affects them, why 100 Eyes behave the way he behaves, and why, all sorts of things. So a lot of work.
Remembered for ruining an empire on the cusp of ruling over all. I want to be remembered for saving it from you.
Final question. Do you have a favorite moment in history of Marco Polo that you like to portray?
The moment he started Buddhism, and he was like, you're talking about a man in 13th century Venice, so the most Catholic world ever, and being able to open your mind to different cultures, that's something incredible and really unique from a man of that time. So this thing would be, for me, representing the first modern man able to create a bridge between East and West. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you, man.